What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and today we're going to be talking about the fact that TikTok might be causing teenagers to literally develop tics. Yeah, that's right, TikTok is very bad for your mental health, apparently. Let's talk about it.
Nice racking her ass Brazilian. Just turned 21, but my bank's a million. Swear.
Alright guys, so I think we already knew that TikTok wasn't necessarily the best thing happening to society, but I didn't realize that it was actually giving people, like, tics. Involuntary tics gained from being too addicted to a social media website is not something that I think doctors expected to become a medical issue, but hey, here we are. Doctors see spike in teen girls developing tics after watching TikTok. Neurologists at Vanderbilt Health are sounding the alarm. Honestly, I don't even know what you would do in this situation. Imagine one morning you wake up, you didn't used to have any involuntary tics. All of a sudden, they're just interrupting what you're doing every 12 seconds. You go to the doctor, they have no clue what's going on. You're getting MRIs, brain scans, all of this. Finally, they're like, dude, it has to have been TikTok. I don't know how an app can do this, but I'm also not a neurologist, but my goodness, this would have to be the worst way to get something. I guess in the grand scheme of everything you could get, an involuntary tic is pretty tame, compared to a tumor or something. But regardless, getting something because you were just watching too many TikToks isn't fun. Neurologists at Vanderbilt Health sound the alarm about functional tic disorder presenting mostly in female patients between 13 and 18 years old, 3 to 4 times more than in October 2020. You just gotta love that we're finally getting to the point where all these major health issues from social media are starting to bubble over, dude. We've got Instagram and Facebook causing teenagers to have chronic depression and self-anxiety, all that stuff. And now apparently we've got TikToks making people develop tics. It's almost like locking people inside and, letting them just watch TikTok for 40 hours a day is gonna have some bad effects. Obviously, not everybody was spending all their time locked inside watching TikTok, but I think there was a lot of kids that, their parents didn't really want to deal with them, so they spent all of quarantine watching the internet. And eventually, that's gotta have some type of bad effect, right? Humans just were not designed to be watching TikTok for 30 hours a day. It's not something we were supposed to do, considering there's only 24 hours in a day. You do just gotta wonder, though, do these people believe this diagnosis? I'm sorry, I'm not a neurologist, but if somebody told me that my new disorder was because I watched too many TikToks, I would be really confused. I'd be like, there's no way that's actually it, though, right? Also, I do have to wonder why it's presenting itself more in female patients. I feel like everyone's watching TikToks at insane rates, so why is this not happening more evenly? We think that social media platforms like TikTok could be a factor. It's complicated. Certainly many of these individuals with function disorders already have predispositions. They're anxious, maybe more socially isolated, explained Vanderbilt University Medical Center Neurology Assistant Professor and Division of Pediatric Neurology Pediatrics Assistant Professor Dr. David Isaacs. That's one hell of a title, Jesus. My goodness, alright, we'll get to the research in a second, but what a pretentious title, jeez, we get it, bro, you could have just said Professor of Neurology, I get it, he worked hard for these titles, but Vanderbilt University Medical Center Neurology Assistant Professor and Division of Pediatric Neurology Pediatrics Assistant Professor Dr. David Isaacs, do they introduce that every single time you're going somewhere, dude? If you're at the DMV and they go Dr. Isaacs, do you make them redo it? Sorry, alright, that's off topic. Man, all I'm saying is the more I start to learn about what TikTok is doing to people in their brains, and the more I learn about what Instagram and Facebook are doing to people, the more confident I am that I want to go live in the woods with, just myself and my dog and hang out and have a good time. This stuff's scary, bro. We're literally out here getting brainwashed by these social media apps to just start having things go wrong with our bodies, and everyone's like, nah, internet's cool. I love the internet. I'm sure it's great, but I do think that this last 2 years of kind of having people inside over-reliant on the internet is gonna have some negative effects. It just has to at some point, right? He said the disorder, which is not only affecting females, was only identified in 2020 and may also be a product of the pandemic. Everyone's life has been so disrupted in different ways, especially children and adolescents, so there's more isolation, less ability to engage normally with their peers and friends, and more time online. The symptoms of functional tic disorder include failing movement in the arms, self-injurious movements, spouting phrases, and other movements Isaacs describes as complex and multi-step. Functional tic disorder appears abruptly and severely, unlike Tourette syndrome, in which Isaacs said patients are often misdiagnosed. Man, obviously this isn't funny, and like I'm just imagining how scary this would be, dude. Imagine one day you go to bed, right? You have total control over your body, over your arms, and then the next morning you wake up and like I don't know how often it would be, but like every now and then your arm just spazzes uncontrollably. Like that would be one of the most horrifying feelings on the planet. I can't imagine how scary this would have to be, and like anybody that's been through that, obviously a tougher cookie than I would be, dude. I think I'd be a sobbing mess. You'd be seeing like 45 vlogs a second about me just whining about it like a little baby. I do feel really bad for people that have had like most of their adolescence canceled because of this, entire thing that's been going on with COVID and all that and all the quarantines. Like there's some people that were going into high school and now they're a junior and they've like never stepped foot in their school before. That's nuts to me, dude. Like, that's absolutely wild. Obviously, I've missed out on some stuff. No complaints. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. But I couldn't imagine just having, like, 2-3 years of, the 12 years you have in school just wiped off the face of the earth. Obviously, that's going to have an impact. And then on top of it, if you're one of these unlucky people that gets, like, a tic that will never go away from TikTok, your luck was just really no bueno. We've been telling our patients when we see individuals who have the diagnosis to really limit their exposure and avoid watching TikTok and social media platform with tics where people are watching videos of tics. Research published at the Movement Disorders Medical Journal echoes what Vanderbilt neurologists are seeing. According to research during the pandemic, tic-related and Tourette syndrome-related videos have been gaining popularity on TikTok by young females. Within a 3-week period, the videos of these hashtags Tourette's and tics increased 7% to 5.8 billion views. Man, I just gotta wonder why people are like spending their time looking stuff up like that and watching it all day. Like, obviously I think people who have Tourette syndrome and these tics are dealing with something that's difficult and they should be able to share their story. But like, if you are watching enough of that where you start to develop them yourself, what are you doing? Are you just binging that for 17 hours a day? Like, how much of that side of TikTok do you have to be watching where you start to exhibit that behavior? I saw this one thing and it was like these people have become so addicted to TikTok that the For You page thing, like the follow, like, comment, is literally burned into their screen. That's how much they're on it. And I think at that point, you really have just got to go outside. I know people hate this term, but like if you are watching enough TikTok where, yeah, you're starting to get the syndromes and disabilities and disorders of the people you're watching, it's time to go outside and touch grass. You're clearly spending way too much time online if you're starting to catch things from watching content. And obviously, this is no disrespect to the people that have these disorders at all. If you're making content to explain your life with Tourette's, more power to you. I think that's a good thing that shouldn't be like hidden or bad at all. I just think anyone watching enough content where they're like are becoming that is bad. If somebody was watching enough of my content where they changed their name to Ryan and thought they were me, I would also think that person was crazy. A lot of patients we've been seeing here, they've already seen a number of doctors or providers and they're just wanting answers and help, said Isaac. It's frightening for a lot of people because they're not doing well or they were doing well and suddenly all of them or many of them have to leave school. It's really disruptive. He said it's important to note that the tics are involuntary. I think just being supportive, what we think a lot of this is being triggered by stress and trying to not lay blame on it, Again, this is a very difficult thing for parents and kids alike. Isaac explained that patients with functional tic disorders recover, but each case is at a different speed. All right, so at least this is something that you're able to recover from, bro. I just think like we've just reached the point where people are online way too much. We're starting to see so many problems, and it's like maybe it's just not a good idea for everyone to be on TikTok all the time. I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video, you're not the type of person that, like, gets easily swayed and can catch stuff from watching it online. But, like, and I'm not trying to look down on those people. The fact that that happens means that, like, this isn't necessarily built for everybody. I even think I'm online a little bit too much. You know what I mean? It's just this last year has kind of shown me that maybe necessarily being online 24/7 is not the best. And the fact that we're literally starting to see people's lives be disrupted and ruined because they like watch TikTok too much is a little bit horrifying. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate you pressing the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Do you think it's time we ban TikTok? Do you think we should do anything? Do you think it's their fault? Let me know. Other than that, though, if you want to subscribe, you should turn on those notifications. And while you're doing that, you can check out the intro song linked down below, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, Or you could use code Scrubae at the G Fuel checkout. Great way to get yourself a discount on G Fuel and help me out. And last but certainly not least, October is coming to a close, so you should get yourself the Halloween merch. It's on your screen now, and it's very cool. Link in the top of the description, so be sure to go do that if you haven't already. But yeah, on that note, that's going to do it for the video. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.